Welcome to Storytelling 15. My name is Henry. I am a native English speaker and a teacher in the COSO's Intense Study. This is an Intense Tips Podcasts episode from the COSO's Intense Study, aimed at practicing English through audio text. What's up everyone? Today we are going to study the Sir Gawain and the Green Knight number 2 part 2, but first I want to remind you how to proceed with the study of that text, how actually learn English in practice. You need to use the 3 study steps of the up-down method. Unveil, reading the text seeking to understand it, without focusing on grammatical details. Practice, reading plus listening intensely until you can understand the text in its entirety. Mastering, only listening practice, seeking to achieve 80% of native audio understanding. It's extremely important that you download the episode's PDF for a full practice during or after the episode. You can access it on the website, www.cursusintensivstudy.com.br/storytelling. Even though the focus of the methodology is to understand 80% of the text audio, never skip steps, do each of the steps described above. This is a weekly study. All the most important words and structures are marked in green bold or purple bold, aiming to deepen in very important patterns. Today's text, besides being rich in context, it's also rich in vocabulary. It's worth mentioning the various words present in the text. Forehead, the part of your face between your eyes and your hair. Slipped, the past of slip, which means to slide by accident and fall or almost fall, to slide out of the correct position, but in the context we can bring the idea of leaving. Arose, the past of arise, which means to get up. Roasting, the gerund of roast, which means, if you roast food, you cook it in an oven or over a fire. Profitable, making a profit. Go out, a phrasal verb, which means, to leave a place in order to go somewhere else. Marsh, an area of soft, wet land. No longer, in the past but not now. Hoary, very old. Scent, a smell. Have, used with the past participle of another verb to make the present perfect and past perfect tenses. We also have the famous expressions that when played for their literal translations in Portuguese, don't make any sense in the context. They are what if, used to ask about something that could happen in the future, especially something bad. No longer, in the past but not now. These are the structures that I consider most important within this text. The others are easy to understand, or were studied on the first storytelling course. Let's go to our native audio for a practical approach to the text. A great English practice week, and I'll see you in the next storytelling.
Lady Bertilac held the knight's handsome head in her hands, and her lips gave him a single kiss on the forehead. A moment later she slipped from the room. Sir Gawain arose and dressed and occupied himself happily until evening, when Bertilac returned from the hunt. The whole household gathered in the great hall to see the cuts of meat, the venison they had prepared for roasting.
Sir Gawain, do you not agree that it is a profitable result for a day's hunting?
It is the finest kill I have seen for many a year.
It is all yours, Sir Gawain. I give it to you freely as we agreed in our pact. And if you have gained anything good today, will you give it to me?
I have indeed won a prize today, but this is all it was.
And Sir Gawain embraced his host and kissed him on the forehead as tenderly as he could manage.
Well, perhaps your gift was the better of the two. Will you tell me where you gained this kiss?
No, sir, I shall not. The rules of our pact do not stipulate that I must give you that information.
Well, thank you for trading so freely. What if we do the same tomorrow? I will go out hunting in the morning, and you rest in the castle. In the evening we shall exchange whatever good we have gained during the day.
It shall be my honour and my pleasure.
They sat that evening eating, drinking, and enjoying their conversation. At the dawning of the next day, Bertilac led the hunt across the fields through the mist. At the edge of the marsh, the hounds caught the scent of a wild boar. A white tusk flashed in the first rays of the sun. The hoary old beast was fenced in by the snarls of the dogs and the spears of the men. He lowered his porcupine head and charged at his tormentors. Arrows flew and ricocheted off his hairy hide. Dogs yelped and men screamed as the fierce pig gashed at them. Back in the castle, the lord's wife slipped once again into the room of Sir Gawain and softly closed the door behind her. I no longer believe that you are truly Sir Gawain as you say you are. You are an impostor.